everyone to my book reading event. Thank you for coming, and I hope you have enjoyed yourself so far. One lady told me she's enjoying herself, so I know one person is. I'm sure everybody in here is enjoying themselves. I want to thank you so much for coming. And before I start my reading and discussing my junk and that type of stuff, I want to do a shout out to 3 people that made this possible. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really do anything. These 3 women, my neighbors and my friends, they planned it all, they did it all. Starting with Miss Renee, with the gold on standing there. Right there. All, Mr. Wilson, you didn't know her, but all of this beautiful decorations, Miss Renee did. Even, I'm like, oh, butterfly. She was, I don't know if you guys noticed when she did a butterfly on the wall. So she's very creative. Thank you, Miss Renee. And where's Barbara? Right, Barbara? You know what my name is, Barbara? Barbara suggested that I do a book reading here. I hadn't even thought about it. Just because with someone, I just didn't think about it. She said, I never thought about doing a book reading. I said, oh, that's an excellent idea. Then we brainstorm, we can invite people from the gym. We can invite people that live here. You can make it like an open thing. She coordinated everything for me with Tina's help, who is also recording FaceTime for me live. So I thank you, ladies. Please let me just thank you.
They did a great job.
Yeah, they did. Everyone that has said something to me has talked about how beautiful everything is and the food set up and everything. Okay. You okay with that? Okay.
You got it.
Okay. The first thing I want to tell you about my book, the why I wrote this book, Unexpected Compatibility. It is the first book in my Soaring's Valley trilogy. The name of the trilogy is Soaring's Valley. Unexpected Compatibility is the first book in it. Then I have a second one at the editor as we speak, as I speak of this. And the third one is finished. And I've done my first edit. I do like 20, 30 edits before it's ready to go to my professional editor. So the 3 books are ready. Just got to get them edited and published. So when you read Unexpected Compatibility, look forward for Soaring's Valley, which will be the name of my second book, to give you some insight into why Soaring's Valley is central to my book and to my main character. And then the third book, unless I change my mind, is I'm going to entitle it Bishop Circle. I decided I'll just pick on one little community instead of a global story. I'm going to pick on one little community and have my antagonist, my villain, just take over this community. That's my third. But anyway, so stay tuned. You're going to get excited with 3 books. And my genre is Christian supernatural fantasy. And what that genre that deals with is light versus darkness, evil versus good, Satan versus God, demons versus angels. And that's what my books focus on. It's not horror, so anybody, no, it's not horror. My cousin loves, she loves horror. But it's some scary stuff in there, maybe you might enjoy. But it's really not horror, but it is supernatural. And my tagline is, 1 demon, 2 souls, and 1 unexpected spark. The demon, who is my antagonist, the villain, his name is Lonnie Holmes. He is a Satanist shape-shifter. Wow. Who wants to bring Bernadette, I'm going to get to her as my main character, into the kingdom of darkness. And my main character, the 2 souls I'm talking about, my main character is Bernadette Wilson, who is a shy graphic designer who has special gifts. She can go into the 5th dimension. She can go into other realms, and she can go into the earth But the book is about her exploring this. Of course, she's not aware of it. You have to read the book to see her exploring how she gets these gifts, but she's not aware of them. But that's our main character. And the other soul is Chico. Chico Martinez, who is a good-looking, dark, curly-haired, gray-eyed playboy attorney who gets what he wants and who he wants. Well, he puts his eye on Bernadette. He bumps into her, and something attracts him to her. We, as a common Christian, say, I'm a Christian. So if you're a Christian, you know it was the spirit in her that attracted him to her. He doesn't know that, but something about her attracts him to her. So he starts pursuing this woman. Keep in mind, she is shy. She's a loner. She's a church-going lady. He is worldly. He doesn't use drugs, but he loves to party and do all the other stuff. So they're like oil, it would be like oil and water. A fish and an animal, maybe even fruits and vegetables, they just don't mix. You know? So they are not compatible at all. And I'm going to read the back flap before I read a short chapter. I'm only reading a short chapter, so it won't be long at all. I'm going to make sure I told you about Bernadette, Lonnie, and Chico. So before I do that, let's see. I told you about it. I want to make sure I cover everything. All right. So, unexpected compatibility. One demon, two souls, and one unexpected spark. That's my tagline. You know, emotionally. A deadly habit. A relentless enemy, a love she can't escape. Bernadette Wilson only wanted a quiet life, shy and deeply scarred by fear. The talented graphic designer never expected to be hunted by demons or pursued by a charming attorney who makes her heart race and her guard rise. Beneath the beauty of Swords Valley lies a demonic stronghold ruled by Belshazzar, a shape-shifting Satanist determined to crown Bernadette as his high priestess. After surviving a near-fatal car crash, Bernadette awakens to visions, angelic warnings, and a divine calling to destroy the valley's evil. With Chico Martinez and his powerful cousins at her side, she steps into a spiritual war, raging in both the seen and unseen realm. As Belshazzar unleashes witchcraft, apparitions, and his little demons and other attacks on Bernadette, he's trying to break her faith. Bernadette discovers these extraordinary powers that she possesses. Gifts forged in prayer, fear, and fire. Victory may free the valley's captives, but surrendering her heart to Chico could cost her everything. And this book is about unseen battles happening around us, about angels warring for us in the unseen realm. We just can't see it. And demons warring for us. So that's what my book is basically about. And I want the readers, once they read it, to leave just kind of thinking about that. Maybe you almost was in an accident, and you think, man, then after reading my book, I'm hoping you'll think, maybe an angel just stood right in front of me, and kept that car from hitting me. Something. So that's basically what my book is about. introducing Bernadette. And then, through the second book, in the third book, you'll begin to see her grow as she begins to learn more about herself and what's going on with her. Okay, I'm reading chapter 6 from my book, Unexpected Compatibility. Amazar Mortolani, disguising himself as an orderly in Bernadette's unit. His waist-length purple and red ponytail dangled from under a blue New York baseball cap. Entering the room with casual ease, he said, "Brought y'all some coffee and donuts." He grinned, strolling toward Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, who quizzed him about his presence. I won't believe it. Y'all can call me Lonnie. Y'all can call me LH. Anything but late for a meal. He snorted, flashing a wide grin. "I'm assigned one-to-one duty to sit with Miss Wilson," he said, locking eyes with them as if telling the truth. The one of the family will be with her all the time. Her stepdad's eyes fixed on him. "We don't need extra staff watching her." Lonnie scratched his neck, flashing a crooked grin. "Well, her insurance is paying for it, so y'all might as well take advantage of it." He lied smoothly. Mr. Wilson glanced at his wife, who nodded. "Okay then. You're probably doing stuff you don't know how to do anyway." 48 hours later, Lonnie's teeth clicked nervously as Bernadette's face contorted, tears rolling down her cheekbones into her hair. He leaned closer, zooming in on her trembling lips, trying to catch the broken syllables as she clawed her way out of the corner. Then, slipping past her consciousness, he found himself inside her mind, where fragments of the catastrophe flickered like a disjointed reel. Bernadette's head twisted against the pillow, her lips shaking fractured portion. "Where did those people come from? What happened to the room they went to West Helena? How did they get there? Why are they trying to kill me?" Her parents rushed to her bed when they spotted her lips moving. Blood gushed from her bitten lips while she jerked side to side. And then she stilled. Slipping back to an unconscious state. Lonnie exhaled, rubbing his chin. He guarded Bernadette, waiting to drag her soul back with him. Death had staged the accident, but he would not get her soul. Squinting, he watched her parents and relatives pray 24 hours a day. They sought and praised God for her recovery, although there was no response from her. Even when the doctors offered little hope for her coming out of the coma, the family did not give up. Her stepfather assigned family members 2-hour time slots to make supplications for her. Morning and evening, relatives circled her bed, held hands, and prayed. Her mother cupped her palms. Her stepdad stroked her hair. They called out in faith, trusting that their deity was the same today, yesterday, and forever. And that he would heal their daughter. On the day of her awakening, flaunting a massive smile at Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, Bellazzar emptied the urinary catheter bag and he returned it to the bottom rail of the mattress. His lips spread wider as his thoughts drifted back to his childhood. At 10 years old, he ruled the tribe because his parents feared him. Sucking in a gush of air, he closed his eyes. A taste of power, a taste of power, a taste of power. A nurse's shout shattered his introspection. She's awake! She's awake! 3 months after the accident, Bernadette's eyes opened, fixing on her mother. Dumbfounded, lying back against the wall. Glaring at Bernadette, he anticipated the physician unplugging the tubes and him taking her back to his throne in the dog's nest. Linus stormed out. Ascending to his dark paradise, going from befuddlement to rage. The supreme being in third heaven had ambushed him, awakening her. In fury, he hurled a pitchfork at fear and pandemonium. He resumed his around-the-clock watch from his fortress or in his orderly disguise. Days later, still perplexed, gazing down from his dungeon, Bellazzar listened in on Bernadette's conversation and plotted his next move. What happened to the man on the tractor? She asked, whispering. Did he survive? He was blessed, baby, and Mom answered. He walked away with all the bruises. They say he spotted you coming like a bat out of hell, and he hurled off the cotton picker into a ditch. Thankfully, rainwater had overflowed in the trench. I'm glad, Bernadette responded. I couldn't live with myself if I had killed someone. Covering her lips with 2 fingers, she stared at her lap. It's a blessing I didn't get a ticket for speeding. Her mom's head shook. Baby, you are unconscious. I guess the sheriff's department forgot about it after you were in a coma so long. Bernadette nodded. Bellazzar, now in a charcoal skin, warty humanoid figure, scratched his thick, ragged eyebrows. Burden of confusion, he roared. Go to her bedside immediately. Confusion slipped into her room, invisible to the human eye. And Bernadette began questioning what really happened in the valley. Had men really chased her? Or had she jumped it in a blackout? Was her mind playing tricks on her? Her mother suggested the pain medications and muscle relaxants sedated her, that she experienced nightmares from the narcotics and imagined people coming out of nowhere chasing her. Bernadette insisted something wicked lurked in the canyon, yet she wasn't so sure herself. Her mom knew something caused Bernadette to drive over 100 miles an hour. but hordes of men grabbing, shooting, and appearing out of thin air sounded a little far-fetched. Her stepdad and mom encouraged her to listen to Yahweh's voice, saying he will reveal the truth in time. Her siblings, not as compassionate or supportive, demanded she see a shrink. No one goes down in that valley anymore, Bernadette. They don't even have 100 men in Lakeview. So hundreds of men didn't chase you, her older sister, Leah Scott. Bernadette's eyes widen, her brows creasing. You know there are more than 100 men here. Okay, so I exaggerated. She puffed one cheek. Sis, you can't go around talking about strange creatures in a ravine chasing you, William said, picking up where Leah left off. People would think you're loony burn, Samantha, the youngest, chimed in. I'm not a lunatic, and I hope you realize I'm not mad. Bernadette whispered in her familiar low voice, a scowl spreading across her face. Hundreds of men did pursue me. We all know no one lives in the gorge. Her tone was surprisingly sarcastic. Visions of men chasing her in the valley flared in her mind. There shouldn't have been hundreds in the ravine or homes popping up out of nowhere. Well, that's what we're talking about, sis. It sounds like someone crazy talking when you say these things. William walked closer to her bed. And we'll look bad since we're your sisters and brothers. Leah folded her arms. You can go back to Tennessee, but we have to live here, and we would have to listen to people jaw-jab about our weird sister for the next 50 years. It was always lovely to hear her step-siblings refer to themselves as her sisters and brothers, but there was no denying there was a divide between them, not just because she was 5 or more years older. I'm puzzled to the woman's son. Her voice rose above the whisper. I didn't imagine it. A bunch of men materialized out of thin air. They must have been demons or something unnatural, taking the form of humans so they could attack me. Listen to yourself. William stared at her. Now, why would they want to assault you? I don't know, she said in a soft voice. Let's say we believe you, Leah said, crossing her legs and her arms. How would one lone woman escape from 100 demons stronger, bigger, and faster than her? Especially if they were devils. Samantha's eyes wide. You wouldn't have been able to get away from them. You need to see a psychiatrist, Leah said, more of an order than a request. It will help you get those ideas from your head, and you'll realize it was just your weird imagination. It was not in my head. I didn't make this all up. I am not crazy. I know you're not going to see me in 8 years, but I'm the same. Her mind drifted back to childhood. Siblings mocking her because she played with invisible friends. School children jeering, making fun of her and calling her name because she couldn't play with them. They didn't understand she was just too shy. And she became their target. Bernadette Wilson is weird. Bernadette Wilson talks to herself. Bernadette Wilson won't play with the rest of us. She thinks she's better than us. She's ugly, and we don't want to play with her either. William's voice brought her back to the present. Think about it, sis, all right? He said gently. We discussed this, and we all think it would be best for you to consult with the shrink. We want what's best for you. And don't want people around here saying our sister is bizarre. wouldn't be anything different. She grimaced, rolling into her side, turning her back to him, pulling the bedspread to her chin. I am not lucky. I couldn't have made that up. After they left, she wondered if it had all been a nightmare. If Storage Valley was nothing but a drug hallucination. Maybe they were right. She had been out for a long time and was drugged throughout the day, according to her mom. It was January now, and months had passed. Yes, it was just a bad, coma dream gripping her mind. No, she did not see supernatural entities disguised as men. Hundreds of men did not chase her. She shut her eyes, then snapped them open again, scanning the empty room. Her thoughts zigzagged. Someone else would have done something, wouldn't they? If fallen angels, paranormal creatures, or evil beings were in the valley, the residents would have spread the word and raised the alarm, wouldn't they? She sighed, massaging her collarbone. That night, her dreams were ransacked by visions of demons mocking and chasing her. The thin man by the lake sneered, "You're an undercover Christian if you want it all. Do you believe anything your parents taught you? I am real. We are not a figment of your imagination." She screamed. A nurse rushed in, administering a sedative and chatting with Bernadette until she dozed off and left. A deep sleep wrapped her. The nightmare revisited. Ragtag men of all ethnicities shouting, chasing, closing in. One bellowed, "We'll capture you the next time you venture to the valley. You will not escape again." Still in his plaid shirt, Death Jew. Yes, you believe what your spiritual leader preached? You would evict us out of the ravine. We will take over more souls, starting with your mamas. She jumped awake, gasping for breath. A voice sang in her head, "Cleansing the valley is your destiny." Perspiration dripping and breathing hard, she shook her head. I have no destiny. This was just a bad nightmare. That's all. Balazar hunched forward, chest to his knees, pinching his nose, shooting fireballs from his eyes. I must tear her away from their prayer and praise. That's it. That's chapter 6. And I just said, any questions at all? You got anything about writing about the story, about the characters? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.